Thank you for joining us for the 2-minute drills. I'm Aram Talegian, joined by Steve Ramirez, and behind the camera, Fred J. Robledo.
That's right.
The game of the year in the Rio Hondo League, at least for this week.
Game of the century in Pasadena.
Yeah, again, at least for this week, because we still have South Pasadena out there at 6-0 and probably going to be 7-0 next week. But anyways, we're talking about Monrovia, 4-2 overall, 1-0 in league, going to San Marino, 6-0 overall, 1-0 in league. Stevie, before you and I get into this, we gotta jump to Fred because he's been dying to talk about this game all week. According to his Twitter account and his blog. So, Freddie, what is it that you want to talk about?
I just think it's a special game. I love what San Marino has done the last few years. You know, they've been in this game with Monrovia, and they've jabbed at them, they've punched at them, but they haven't been able to get it done. And I know what people are saying right now. San Marino is 6-0, but they haven't beaten anybody, and that's true, Aram. You look at the teams they've beaten. Arroyo is probably the best one on their schedule, but they beat everybody and they've hammered them bad. Arroyo 49-10. But then look at these other teams they played: Sierra Vista, Sure, Cal, Beverly Hills. Yeah, Cal's a good team. Yeah. That's what I was going to bring up, Steve. Although Cal is 2-4, that was a team that gave San Dimas everything they could handle a couple of weeks ago.
They almost beat Pomona.
And San Marino beat them 63-19. Yeah. So you could talk about their schedule, San Marino, and say they played a bunch of horrible teams. But look how bad they're beating them. And consider that Arroyo and Cal, although they're not great teams, they've proven to be pretty good teams, and they beat them just as bad as they've beaten anybody else. And you look at Monrovia, they played a pretty good schedule, Aram. They're actually 3-3 when you look at their record. They had the one forfeit victory. But Monrovia, Bonita, the 40-30 loss. Arcadia, a team that we know is better this year, beats them 60-45. They beat Los Altos on the road 22-14. So I know there's a lot of Monrovia people who are saying, look at our schedule, look at who we played. San Marino's played nobody. They're the ones with the huge winning streak in the Rio Hondo League. But I'm not buying any of that. I just think this is San Marino's time. They're the number one team, ranked team in the Central Division. I just think this is their time to have one of those special seasons for Coach Hobby. And I don't buy it. There's absolutely no way they're losing this game at home on Friday. Zilch. No way. I won't be surprised if they don't win this game by 3 touchdowns.
So you're
Go
guaranteeing
ahead.
it?
Absolutely guaranteeing a San Marino victory. Absolutely guaranteeing it.
I'm going to call you Freddie Namath.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's pretty interesting, Fred, considering Monrovia. I think in Keith Lair's feature this week, talked about, I think they have like a 38-game league winning streak. Winning streak, okay?
Right.
In league or unbeaten streak.
Yeah.
They've won, I think, every championship in this league since 2008 or 2008 till now.
Yeah.
And Freddie's saying they're in trouble in this spot now.
Yeah, because Monrovia gives up a lot of points. They do.
Well, yeah, they did. I mean, I saw them play against Arcadia.
And this is the best offense they've seen all year, and they've already given up a lot of points.
Yeah, it certainly is. But we've been down this road with San Marino before, though. I mean, every year they at least in the hobby era, they've played a suspect non-league schedule. And when they get on the when they get on the field, most of the time, at least with Monrovia, or you go back to last year's Charter Oak playoff game, they find themselves in a little bit of trouble. So this weak non-league schedule, it's hurt them. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, yes, they've had decent playoff runs where they've gotten into the second round. I don't think they've been beyond the second round with Hobby. But they beat Claremont last year in the first round, which looks pretty good. When they were in the Mid Valley Division, they got to San Dimas games in the quarterfinals where they ended up losing the games, but they just haven't been able to get over that hump, and especially when they play teams with athletes, which Monrovia still has, maybe not to the degree or to the level that they've had the last 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about San Marino in the past is they haven't been able to stop anyone who had an average offense.
Right.
They have. I'm not sure they played this year. Like a couple years ago, they played Crescenta Valley, which was really strong. That was a game they lost, and I think it was like
high scoring.
Yeah, very high scoring.
Yeah.
That concerns me in this game because Monrovia is a team who can score, and also sometimes when you've lost to a team, when you haven't been able to get over that hump against a particular team, it's hard to get in your head that you can actually go on and beat that team. So in this game, I think they're going to have to hit some plays early and get ahead. If they get ahead, I think they'll kind of put that that out of their psyche, and they'll be able to move forward.
I mean, they've scored 7 touchdowns or more in every single game this year. 7 or more.
But they've done that in the past.
They haven't not scored more than 49 points or more in every game. Right. And I'm telling you, that 63-19 win over Cal, Steve, when you look at how Cal played San Dimas, that just stands out to me.
Yeah.
And Arroyo, because Arroyo's been great, really, or pretty good since that loss, and they got smacked by San Marino.
Arroyo feels like they played them the best that anybody has this year.
Well, they have on paper,
really,
49-10.
That has been the case. But Stevie brought up a good point. The last few years, their Achilles heel has been defense. You go back like a couple classes as far as the program is concerned to the Nick Gott and Wofford and those guys and those teams. They could play defense, but they didn't have this kind of offensive explosiveness.
When they played Monrovia, that was probably the last 3 years. That was probably the closest game. They were in that game to the end. Monrovia just made a few more plays.
Was that like 20-16 or something?
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, let's get into predictions here. I mean, as much as I agree with some of the points being made here, where you can be skeptical about San Marino. QBs like Carson Glazier don't come along very often. Same thing with receivers like J.P. Shovey and Aiden Santino. These guys are outstanding. And I saw Monrovia struggle against Arcadia's pass attack, and that stuck in my head. I do think Monrovia will get big plays. I do think that their athleticism will throw San Marino for a loop here or there. But like Fred said, San Marino's been knocking at the door. And I think they finally push it through here. I think this is going to be an interesting game, but I got San Marino winning this game. I've picked them in this spot, kind of like you did last year, since the off season, and I'm sticking with it here. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going with San Marino. I think it's going to be a close game. I think they're going to be able to hit enough big plays early to get on top, and that'll give them some confidence. But Monrovia will come at them. But I think San Marino this year might just have a little bit too much. Yeah,
I don't think it'll be a close game. And I don't think it'll be a blowout like they've done to every other team in their schedule. This will be their toughest game of the year by far. But I just think this team has such a huge chip on their shoulder. They're at home. They've wanted Monrovia so bad, especially those 3 guys you just mentioned, Aram, who've been, on the losing end of some tough battles with Monrovia. This is it. They're at home. They're having this great season. They're number 1. I think they're going to get on top of Monrovia early, and they're going to step on the gas.
Right. Well, they remind me, Stevie, of Baylor and TCU, those type of teams, where they're going to have to outscore you. They know it. They got to get, like you said, a couple scores up on you. If there's wasted drives, that's bad news for San Marino. I mean, that's what happened kind of last year against Charter Oak. They were moving the ball up and down the field in the playoffs on them. But if they came up empty on some drives, it caused them problems. So, San Marino, the key for you, as we've all kind of talked about it here, get up that score or 2. And like Freddie said, step on the gas or keep it going. Because anything less, man, and you wonder if that defense can slow.
And huge SGVN game on Friday. Aram, Big Daddy, Talija's going to be there. Mike the cousin with Scribble Live, and you got Tommy and Courtney Ponce with all the video.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's a Prep Extra special.
Yeah, it's going to be outstanding. Get out to San Marino High on Friday night. Enjoy it.